folks that move out of here into houses together. We've had a couple of veterans and they actually rent a place together. So
excellent.
It's pretty cool to see what happens with these folks. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Your best friend might be staying here and you have no clue, and now you're friends forever.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Rendezvous with Alysia. I am again with the awesome Scott Dulebohn right here. Today we're going to highlight the Hutton House. It is a homeless shelter for veterans right here in Long, South Carolina. And I'm going to let Scott do all of the talking so you get all of the accurate information. And if you are a veteran, stay tuned because there's a lot more services in the Myrtle Beach area for you. All right, Scott, tell us all about the Hutton House.
Yeah, so this is the Hutton House. They got this home in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Denny Hutton was here, all a part of it. He passed away. They named the home after him. He was a Marine. But this idea was to get the veterans out of total homelessness into a structured environment, back on their feet, get your benefits for you, call the VA, get you set up for your appointments, any SNAP benefits, anything that they might be eligible for. We're here to assist and get them back on their feet. So this is about a 3 to 6 month process of getting them out of the woods, getting them out of a vehicle, into their own bedroom, surrounded with good folks, surrounded with case managers that are working on them every day, working on that mental health to get you in a better place. And then we transfer into a longer term housing, which is our tiny homes, or helping them get into their own house, which is the main goal of into their own place. So this place is really critical, and we see, I think last year we had about 45 veterans that actually lived in the Hutton House.
At the same time?
No.
Oh, okay.
The year.
Throughout
We
2025.
typically average about 8 to 12 that are here at one time.
Oh, okay. How many beds are in here? Between 8 to 12?
We have 5 bedrooms inside, and then we have 3 tiny homes out back, and then we have a shipping container.
Dude, we gotta check this out. This is larger than what I expected. Again, we're in Long, South Carolina at the Hutton House with Scott Dulebohn. We're also gonna interview Taylor, right? He's another Marine that's here. The case manager, Taylor. He'll be jumping on the camera shortly. But Scott, let's take a tour inside. Is that okay? All right, thanks. All right, here we are. Scott, give us the tour. Tell us all about the Hutton House and show us around.
Awesome living room we got set up for the guys and the gals that come through. But we got a nice area for them just to kind of mingle and enjoy each other, kind of have a conversation. One of the guys was really into chess, so we said, let's get a nice chessboard, and it's been really cool. So they sit down, play chess, watch TV, just being humans again, you know? It's just structured, so it's kind of more of a family atmosphere, and you're kind of here enjoying each other like normal anywhere else. So it's working really well. The guys really enjoy being in the living room. And then we got the 4 bedrooms here. So all the bedrooms on this side of the house, 4 over here, and then 1 on the other side of the house. Main bathroom. One of the bedrooms has a bathroom attached to it. So that's kind of, I guess our longer term guy that's been here, they kind of get that room. Good eyes and ears that are in the house and watching over the guys as well. We're not always here. I don't like always having people here. I want them to be able to enjoy the place like it's a normal home. So
exactly.
It's really cool. But we just did renovations in here, new flooring, new paint. Got a nice new TV. How you doing, Jeff? And it's been pretty good. So
yeah. So here's the kitchen.
Just remodeled the kitchen as well. It was kind of cut off. It had cabinets over here and it made a U shape, and the cabinets kind of came down through here, so it closed off this big room, and it was tight to get through, but we ripped all that out. Had a couple groups help us out, a bunch of the volunteers, and then a couple of the guys that were living here were pretty handy, so they actually helped do the renovation as well. So that was neat.
I love the dining room table. It's a giant American flag with the Veterans Welcome Home Center logo on it.
Passion flags. Wayne, he was a volunteer with us for a while. He was actually a police officer, and he volunteered with us, and he actually makes these now. So we've got a few of them throughout our properties with different flags and coin holders. And this actually went to the Country Music Fest and was up on our deuce and a half.
Get out.
These were all the folks that came over and donated at the event.
Deb, come over here and check out this table. This is great.
Really cool. We were planning on hanging it on the wall, but it weighs so much. I was like, you know what? That would be a really cool kitchen kitchen table for the guys.
This is a great kitchen table.
Yeah, so, and then one of our volunteers built the legs and everything and put it together, so it's really neat. The guys,
Yeah.
the guys like
So
it.
does everybody eat dinner together every night in here, or is it like just come? Deb, can we get this too? Passion flags. Check this out. I'm gonna tag them in this video.
It's hit or miss with them. Some of the guys really enjoy the camaraderie and being around.
Yeah.
Some of them will cook for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of the guys really aren't able to, so it's nice to see that. And then you also have folks that leave here and they created that relationship. And we have folks that move out of here into houses together. We've had a couple of veterans and they actually
Nice.
rent a place together. So
Excellent.
it's pretty cool to see what happens with these folks. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Your best friend might be staying here and you have no clue, and now you're friends forever. So.
Exactly. I love it. That's like my son. He's an active duty Marine, and he's hitting 5.5 years. And I just went up for Easter, and I called him. I said, I'm taking you out, and you call everybody that didn't deploy, or that's Big Mama's coming. So when Big Mama comes, I do steak dinner. We pack the cars, and I treat everyone, and I love it. And they become the best friends.
It is.
And I'm the tiniest Big Mama, and they make fun of me for that. But anyway, let's see the rest of the house. And then we want to get a little camera time with Taylor. He's the case manager here. So we're going to ask him some questions about, activities and emotionalness. That's not a word. The emotions. Yeah. Okay. So let's finish this tour.
So we had the laundry and everything used to be over in this room, and then over here used to be the main offices that we had.
Yeah.
And that's where everything kind of happened over there. But we swapped the laundry over here, and then we did a big renovation. We had a company come in, and they renovated the bathroom. So this used to just have a toilet in it, and we added this extra bathroom to this bedroom so we could have a 5th bedroom over here, because this was all the original offices where all the work happened.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we said, you know what, we could really utilize another bedroom over here to have a veteran living with us. So they came in and redid this one.
Now, Scott, who paid for the renovations? Donations? Where did the money come from?
And then it was an enclosure company. I'll get the name for you. But the enclosure company came in and stepped in, and they took care of pretty much the entire thing.
Okay.
And did the work, and then ended up writing a check back at the end to cover the whole thing.
Perfect. I love it. Now, before we end this segment, a little later on, I had a little conversation before the show started with Scott and Taylor about looking for more houses for the veterans, to create more of these shelters for more of our veterans in South Carolina. So we're going to attach a little blog about that on my website.
Yeah, so this whole area was the original office. We had about 4 desks lined up.
Wow.
We saw all the veterans came here for claims and disability.
Okay.
But now they're able to come over to our larger office over at the thrift shop. We've actually got nice offices with doors, so it's a little more enclosed.
Where is this thrift shop?
Just down the street across from the high school.
It is? Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So we'll
Perfect.
have to go check that out.
That'll be the next show.
Yes,
Thrift
and
shop.
this has been the main office and stayed the main office, where we come in, we meet with our veterans, we do all the case management, able to close the door and have a nice conversation and get down to
Perfect.
it. So.
Perfect. And now I want to see the container houses and the tiny houses, and then we'll bring Taylor on to talk about the nitty-gritty that goes on in here. Oh, wow. See, I wasn't back here last time.
So that first one is the actual model for the tiny homes down on 3rd Avenue.
Oh, that is. Okay,
So
let's go see that one.
That one is kind of how everything got started.
Oh.
Gentleman donating stuff had this sitting down in Myrtle Beach and called us up and said, hey, if you can get this from Myrtle Beach to your location, it's yours. And I said, deal.
Deal.
Had it moved in about 2 days. That was a wild ride. That's posted on our social media as well. They videoed the entire trip. Yeah, it was a wild trip. The state trooper actually came and stopped and helped actually get everything set up and get the house up here to Little River. And it's probably been 4 or 5 years now. So and it's always full. We've got one of our residents here, one of our older veterans, and he'll probably be here for quite a while and enjoying this house. So
nice.
It's great. And that one was a whole nother story. So this one was down in Myrtle's Inlet. This was actually a bathroom on a modular home, and they cut it off, put a wall on the back, and then they listed it as a tiny home. And I was like, all right, I'm intrigued. I got to go check it out. So we ended up getting this one back up here, and it's beautiful. We had to pretty much gut the whole thing. New electrical, new plumbing.
Wow. And someone lives in here.
Oh, yeah.
So
I've got both of them open if you want to look at one or the other.
Oh, okay. So this was a bathroom turned into a home for a veteran. Dude, it doesn't get better than that. We can come in? Nobody's in there?
No, he's at work.
Oh, he's at work.
Yep, he's actually...
As an organization for footage, you guys chop this up.
Yeah.
That one will probably be better to get footage.
Okay, so
but if you wanted to peek in there, you're welcome to peek in.
Okay, yeah, I'll just peek in. Yeah. Okay.
Might check the bathroom.
How adorable.
You can peek in the bathroom though.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Oh, yeah. This one it's not show ready, but
The funny joke is why I opened it is the other day it was, and I was like, oh cool, and he's doing laundry right now, so it's not.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not show ready.
This one will be really nice.
Great though. Yeah, and this is a container home.
This is, yep.
Oh my God.
So this was down at the Veterans Cafe in Market Common about 2017, and they were trying to figure out what to do with it, and they decided to bring it up here to the Hutton House. So,
wow.
Home Depot jumped in and helped out a bunch, and then all the volunteers came, and it's absolutely beautiful inside.
Wow, let's take a tour.
Yeah.
Let's look. Now, the one thing I love about doing, all of these Salute to Veterans series is that my camera girl is a veteran herself. So Studio 93 Podcast is my camera crew, and
they're fantastic.
They're veteran owned as well. So both her and her husband. So this is, I like doing this. Now, J29 Solutions, what is that? Is that a sponsorship or?
Yeah, so any of the signs that are on the houses are sponsors for our homes and our veterans.
Okay.
They're kind of a big buddy program
Yeah.
where they get to help out if they want to. We have some groups that help, other groups go, you guys take care of it and we'll still donate. So we give them that option. But
Yeah.
They're a company out of Maryland. They do contracts for the government.
Okay.
She's with a couple of the clubs here in Myrtle Beach and saw what we were doing, and she's been incredible.
Excellent.
She shows up, takes veterans out shopping.
Oh, sweet.
It's incredible.
So this is what is a container?
Steel.
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 How adorable is this?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
You got your laundry, kitchen, nice living room over here. You got your own patio door with your patio outside with a picnic table.
Okay, so let's talk about how do you get one of these instead of being in the house with everybody else? How do you get your own home? Is there?
So Dale's probably 78.
Oh.
He's our long-term tenant. Before me, he took out a property.
He was a Vietnam veteran, or
yes.
Okay.
So Dale showed up. Dale's from New York. He drove down
that's where
here.
I'm from.
He was sleeping in the back of his truck. Had a foam mattress. Built a little cab on the back. Had a cooktop. Got down to Myrtle's Inlet to the VFW, and they called me from there, and he came up, and he's been with me since. So he got here probably 4 or 5 months after I took over.
Wow.
So he's been here about 5 years.
Wow.
But he's probably around $700-800 a month on Social Security. Where are you gonna live?
I know. So this is great.
So he does everything. He picks up donations for us. He takes stuff to the thrift shop. He picks up other veterans who are struggling and brings them up to meet at the office.
Wow.
Just an incredible human being, and we love having him here.
Oh, Dale, if you're watching this, welcome home and thank you for your service.
Dale's great.
I'm getting choked up here.
Big, beautiful bathroom.
This is great. I've never been in a container house.
It's pretty cool.
Makes you kind of wish, like, hey, maybe this is all I need.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got your own bedroom. Big, nice
This
bed.
is great.
It is very nice.
So currently we're at what, 12 residents? Is that?
I think we've got.
Oh, here on site?
Yeah.
Here on site, we have the capability for more, but we're currently only at 6.
At 6, okay.
We've transferred a bunch of residents down to the tiny homes, which you've already done,
Mm-hmm.
and those are rock and rolling down there. But always, you know, how can we help one more is the real moral of the whole story.
Exactly, exactly. Well, Scott, you want to finish up our tour, and then we'll give the mic over to Taylor over here.
That was actually built. This is a mobile tiny home, and we take this.
Wait, this
One over.
This, okay.
Yeah.
Is this going to be a food truck or a tiny home?
This is our stand-down trailer. So we take this to homeless hotspots or to our stand-down. So this is filled up kind of like a little mini thrift shop, and then all the items come out of it. They get a new bag. We get to have some conversation with them. And that first time is really just kind of saying hi and showing them who we are, and then hopefully that second or third trip will actually get them out of homelessness and up into the program.
I am loving this so much. I can't believe this. I love this.
Yes, it's been really good. The stand downs, you get that one-on-one with folks that don't want to come out and want to be on their own.
Yeah.
But you come to their space and they feel a little more comfortable, and they kind of start talking. They see, hey, maybe they're not here just to coerce me into something or get me to do this. It's like, no, I'm here to get you some supplies, get you some personal care items, and have a conversation with you. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
And it's been good. But we built this one in 2 weeks to take to the Country Music Fest. 1 Hour Heating and Air was a sponsor.
Sweet. We're going to tag all of your sponsors in this video.
They called us and they said, why don't you bring a tiny home to the Country Music Fest and we'll show people what you guys are doing. And I was like, that's pretty wild, but
that is amazing.
we can do it. And then we had it, and then the Country Music Fest is like, well, we need to get a house over there so we can give one away on stage to a veteran. And I was like, that's really cool. So Dale was actually one of the first guys, so we got to bring Dale up on stage and say that this is his tiny home. So it's pretty cool.
Wow, I love it. I love everything that you guys are doing, and I want to get more involved. So here's donations, Tiny House Villages, the homeless veterans. Are you guys still looking to add to the tiny homes?
Yeah, we still have 8 more to be built down at the Tiny Home Village.
Here's the sponsor.
And then we'll start looking at other ways to continue this mission.
Yeah. Wow, this is great, Scott. Thank you so much for letting Deb and I hang out here.
And then this one is completely hooked up with power and everything. So when we have too many folks here, we're able to plug this one in on the house because we have the power already set up. So this can be utilized as a home complete as well. So and then they just come in the house to use the kitchen or the restroom.
This is great. I love it.
That's completely, we have that for medical supplies, so any veteran or folks struggling, we have wheelchairs, walkers, canes, had a couple of the lifts, really anything that they might need that they don't have, we can get it to them. So we get a lot of calls for that from folks that are kind of waiting on insurance or the VA to get them their bed. We've got some sitting here and we'll get them over to them. So.
Perfect. Excellent.
Neat.
That looks like a little house.
It's amazing.
I can't believe, I've never been in a container house. That was so fascinating to me.
We've got about another half-acre back. So the plan for this area is to clear more trees here, and then we're going to try and put 3 more of these shipping containers in back here.
Okay. All right, you guys got that? 3 more houses going here. They're going to clear the land. We're still looking for more homes to create more of this generosity for our veterans that serve this amazing country throughout the South Carolina, especially the Myrtle Beach, Conway, Longs area. Now, you're a Taylor?
Taylor.
Okay, retired Marine?
I'm a Marine, yes.
You are a Marine, yes. Every time I say retired, my husband goes, stop saying retired. What's a Marine? I was a Marine.
I was talking about it the other day. The difference context is that in the military, and you know this because your son and your husband, the word retired means something very specific to us.
Yes.
Where what the civilian world means is you no longer do that job. One, I will always be a Marine, so there's that. But it's a further step of if you say I'm retired, then it implies I did 20 years and I didn't. And so like for us veterans who didn't do 20 years, I don't want to take away from the people who actually did retire. Gotcha. And so it's a little bit of like, no, I didn't retire. Well, but you're not active duty. No, I'm not active duty. I'm very confused. Yes.
Yeah, I know. My husband corrects me on that all the time. But I love this behind the scenes banter. So we're sitting with Taylor, a Marine. He's the case manager here. So Taylor, let's talk about when a Marine first comes to you, or how you find out, or anybody in the service, a veteran comes to you, what the process is about getting somebody here. Because we don't want any veterans, especially you serve this country with all your might, your dignity, your courage. You deserve to have a home for the rest of your life. You just deserve everything that is coming to you.
Like everyone who's going to be watching this type of content, you know, we wish we could do more.
Yes.
And I said it outside, you know, how do we help one more veteran is really kind of my mantra on how I do things. And so it's, hey, if today was, we're going to pick up, I'll relate a story I had in the past, and that's, we have a veteran that works for us. I won't give names because he wouldn't care, but I don't want to give it. So there. We have a veteran that works for us who, when I met him, was him living on the side of a golf course, literally down in Myrtle Beach. So Scott texts me, hey, I need you to go pick up this person here. And I get there and I'm like, there's nobody here. And so literally pulled my car and was like, yelled his name because he's hanging out in a bush behind a golf course. And he had been there for like 18 months or something. And if we go back in time, for anyone not familiar, there had been a time where we got like snow here in Myrtle Beach, which is really odd. And he has pictures of him living on the side of a golf course with his little tarp. And like, there's a little bit of like, I wish I had met him sooner so we could have helped him. But now he's one of our hardest working guys. Yeah. And we've taken him from, you know, being homeless, that's what we do. So it's exciting. But from literally sitting on the side of a house to he actually stays at the tiny homes, which you've already toured. And he's a guy that helps out down there and is really engaged in the process and like does a really good job. I won't say what he does because I might give it away to previous content, but does a really good job for us. And he's the hardest working guy I've ever met. And it's just weird the context of how did you get from here to here, and able to bring him back to being a really productive person and a change of personality in a really dramatic way. You know, we've all dealt with homeless people that are, you know, really prickly, and like he was that, and watching him convert from being that to this pleasant person is really cool to have watched, and like re-engaging him. And he's just a great example of like what we do for everybody. Yes. And so, you know, short version back to your original question, which is what happens is someone identifies that they have a need. They come in and interview with us, and we sit down and have a personal interview. There's not a quote unquote requirement. I mean, there is some requirements, but we don't send out a list and go, you have to fit in this box. Gotcha. We sit with each person, we have a private conversation and say, you know, what are you facing right now? And then we go through our whole set of initiatives, which is refer them out to a partner organization. We take them in-house, put them in some temporary housing very temporarily. If they've got, you know, some people come in and they've got a short-term thing. Hey, my lease expired Tuesday, but I don't have a place till next Wednesday. Okay, well, we can find you a place for a couple days, or, you know, all the above. And so there's a wide range where we have people, you know, like we talked about Dale earlier, who he's been here for a long time and does a bunch for the organization. Or we have people that stay with us for 4 or 5 days, and that's fine too. And so it's across the board. How do we help those people? They get into the program. They come here first. It's for people familiar with, you know, halfway house or things. This isn't that. This is their home, and we treat it as such. Okay. You know, when they come in, there's a couple ground rules because you're in a community area that you have to follow, but those are really basic to everyone. You know, clean up after yourself, make sure you're respectful of your cohabitants and stuff like that. And then I sit down and talk to them 2 or 3 times a week, evaluate their plan, because without a plan, we're not going to get anywhere. Mm-hmm. And so we take them through the process of getting benefits they deserve, or finding longer-term housing solutions, finding them employment, all of the above. Right. And even to the point of from time to time, I've seen Scott help somebody get a car that they, you know, or get their license reinstated, or all these other things that when we're normally living in our houses, we don't think about how challenging like being homeless is. Well, you can't get mail. Okay, well, if you can't get mail, you can't do a whole plethora of things. You can't sign up for a light bill because you don't have a prior address, like all of these things. And so we help try to fix some of those. Mm-hmm. Where there are other homeless housing solutions where their whole goal is just to put someone in the bed. Ours is kind of the opposite. I want to make you into a functional person, and how do I get you the benefits so that you can go do that?
Gotcha.
And so our best day is when someone's like, hey, I've completed the program and I'm on to somewhere else. That's my best day. Second best day is the day they show up, because then you're able to help them. But it's the two combined.
Yeah. So they go from here.
I feel like I went on some tangents there. I
Oh, no,
apologize.
that's okay. So we go from here to the tiny homes, and you get 3 years to live in the tiny homes. Is that what it is? And then 3 years to kind of get yourself.
You get a lease for a year, and then if you're continuing to make progress, then we'll continue to assist.
That was my next question. What happens if a veteran comes and they're not making progress?
We've had in anyone that deals in this field, we've had every situation you can imagine, right? From people on the wall over here, I've got some drug kits, and we'll test people immediately. And so we have people that show up that have drug issues, and part of being here is you have to be sober. That doesn't mean you can't go have a drink, but you can't be on drugs. And so if people show up that, okay, you popped, or you came in and you smoked out this morning, and so now that you're here on a doorstep, how do we help you? So we attempt to help that. And if you can't follow, the basic requirements of, hey, I need to be sober or something, then, I've driven people down to the Charleston Hospital to check them into self-service.
Okay. But you wouldn't put them back on the street. You'd find some place for them.
We don't try to.
Right. You don't
Obviously,
try to. Right.
with everything, there's going to be people that just fail the program or don't want to participate. But our goal is not for that to happen. And so even in the situation to the drug, I had someone that popped 2 weeks in a row, and the first week we kind of wrote it off like, hey, maybe it's just residual from you being on the street, great. And the second week when you hit, called Scott and said, hey, Scott, I'm off site. I'm driving so-and-so 4 hours round trip down to Charleston to drop them off at the self-check-in. They were down there for a week and a half. When they were done, they came back to us, and we had their room still here for them. And then, unfortunately, they had some other issues after that. And so it's not a one-strike policy, but it's also, we're not here to be taken advantage of, for lack of a better word. And in this world, that's going to happen. And you can tell the difference. We had a gentleman one time, and I'm telling a couple different stories here, but we had a guy one time that was clearly just taking advantage. He kept telling Scott, hey, I'm trying to buy a house. And he made some pretty good money to start with. So Scott was on the border to help him, but did, because Scott's probably the most giving guy I've ever met in my life. Yeah. And helped him. And after some time period, longer than it needed to be on my side, I would have made other decisions, but Scott. After some period of time, he was asked to find somewhere else to be, because one, he could afford it, and two, you just have to be honest with me. Like, tell me what the issue is. We can solve a lot of issues, but if the issue is I just want to hide in a free place for some period of time, that's not going to last long with us.
Yeah, that's true. So let's talk about now, how do we help? How does the audience help? How does Studio Podcast, how do we all get involved, and how do we all help? You said before that you wanted to look for more homes.
Sure.
Purchase more homes. Where do we donate? What can the community do to help this?
Well, it's all of the above. The answer for us is everything. From someone that just spreads the word to share by sharing this podcast. Guys, if you're watching this and you haven't liked or shared it, I want you to pause right now and do that, and then come back and hear the answer to my story after that. So make sure you share it on Facebook, on Insta. Go ahead and give those shares out. Was that a good promo there? I think that was great.
That was a great promo,
okay.
Yeah.
But it's everything. It's go to the website and just donate. You can go to VWHRC.org, okay. And on the top right, there's a button for PayPal. Mm-hmm. Just give us a donation there. $5 makes a difference. $10 makes a difference. A recurring payment, whatever you're going to do, all of it's appreciated. That Scott talked to you about some of the really big sponsors he has that have done a ton. But the $5 donation from someone at one of our events is great too. Mm-hmm. The other side is, if you're local, come volunteer with us. Come out to some of our events. We do all sorts of stuff. We're on Facebook. We're on the socials. And you can follow what we're doing there. If you know a veteran that needs support, if they're not in the Myrtle Beach area, find some local support for them there. If they are in the Myrtle Beach area, please reach out to us, and we'd love to support what they're doing. We'd love to coach them. We're talking to folks the other day, and there's a handful of organizations kind of form a group. And in that group, we had a very dramatic share of being able to help the veterans, where they were helping veterans, but not anywhere near on the scale we are. And in the Myrtle Beach area, we are a very dramatic member of that agenda. and it's cool to be a part of that.
It is. One of the things that, my husband retired, he was NYPD and FDNY, and when he retired, we moved down to Myrtle Beach, the Myrtle Beach area, and the patriotism and the conservatism and the pride in our first responders and military down here is so amazing. And to find you guys, and now Deb and I have to go to the thrift store. Now find out you guys have a thrift store, so we're gonna have to head there in a couple weeks too. There's always something going on with the
We're always busy.
The
yeah.
BWHRC.
We always have something going on, and
is that a C at the end? It is a C.
Yep,
yeah. Okay.
Veterans Welcome Home and Resource Center.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
We always have something going on. We're always busy. We keep our veterans engaged, and so you go to some other places that provide similar services, and if you drove by the ones in Myrtle Beach, I won't name them, but if you drove by them, you know them. Everyone's just hanging out all day.
Yes.
You notice as you walk around here, you caught one guy, because everyone else, part of the requirement here is that you have to be engaging in something. You have to go do something.
Well, Taylor, thank you so much for this interview. Thank you for the work that you do for our veterans, and thank you for your service, most of all. Now, if somebody needed to get in contact with you, do you have a phone number, a website, an email that we can put on the bottom of the screen here?
Yeah, we're super easy to find, just like everybody else. Quick Google search, Veterans Welcome Home Resource Center, VWHRC. We're also at vwhrc.gov, and telephone number just direct to the team, 843-427-5468. For anyone watching, the common services we provide are going to be, obviously, homelessness is a huge one for us. That's our main focus. We also do some limited food pantry for veterans that are having food, shortages or challenges. We've helped occasionally with some home repairs. That's a little more limited just because funding that can be difficult. And then we also have a team member that all they do is disability claims and helping veterans get services that they're entitled to. I read the other day that 61% of all veterans have never filed a claim for disability. And all I'll say to those veterans is you're not taken away from anybody. That money was there for you for disabilities that you incurred during your time. And I highly encourage anyone watching this, if they were in the service or know a service member, to reevaluate that you might have a claim that is valid, and we'd love to help you with that if that's something that they're interested in.
I love it. And you know what? I heard something similar as well, that not a lot of veterans, utilize every single service that's available to them.
And I'll speak, I can't speak for every veteran, because obviously Vietnam veterans experience something different, and that's a whole entire different world that they experienced than we did. I'm a 9/11 veteran. I went in right after 9/11, served for about 10 years, 8 years, I misspoke. Served for about 8 years, and I can just say that, what a veteran experience that normal people don't. We hiked around with some heavy packs. We've got knee and back injuries. These aren't normal things. And so I'll just say that if you served in the last 20 years or before, but specifically my generation, I welcome you to think about it and evaluate how we can get you some more support and get you the benefits that you adequately and rightfully deserve.
Yeah. And to everybody watching, thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, guys.
Calling all first responders, healthcare professionals, and military personnel. Are you ready to take the next steps in your home buying or selling journey? My name is Alysia Stern. I'm a licensed realtor in New York, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida, and the founder of the Heroes Agents. You have made tremendous sacrifices for all of us, and it is our honor to assist you in your real estate journey. To express our gratitude, we offer hero rebates and customized services tailored to fit your unique needs. Our commitment is to help you find your perfect home or enhance the value of your current property. We are also dedicated to supporting you in securing financial resources and smoothly navigating the mortgage process, guiding you every step of the way. To date, we have proudly given back over $50,000 to heroes like you as a way to say thank you. The Heroes Agents are here to serve you and make the process as easy and stress-free as possible while giving back with no strings attached. Reach out to us today at 833-TOP-HERO. That's 833-TOP-HERO. Or visit theheroesagents.com.